Hello there and welcome to another Commodore 64 playthrough, and this time I'm going to play through the American football simulator called Endzone. So let's dip into this. Although I'm from England, American football was actually quite a big deal in the sort of 1980s when I was growing up, and Channel 4 covered the American football, and it was it's quite a popular thing to watch for a time. I know people sort of watch it now, and they do American football games in the UK and so on. But at the time, this was something that was starting to be in Channel 4. So I, for some reason, chose to support the San Francisco 49ers. So I was quite into American football at the time. So this game should have appealed to me. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a dog, and I'll show you why now. So the first thing is that the teams are all wrong because this isn't how American football is played. American football it's split into two conferences, which are meant to be sort of equal weight, and then inside the conferences there are split into further sort of subdivisions. So you've got the East and the West, or whatever it is, depending on the type of conference. So you don't have two divisions like football, a top division and a bottom division. So that's the first thing that's wrong. The second thing is that your players have no skills whatsoever. They have a skill value and they have a monetary value, and that's it. So that there's no indication of what position that they play in, or what they're good at. Even in something like, say, for example, Football Manager, you would have tackling or stamina or positioning or whatever it was. Whereas this, you literally have a number, which is skill, and that's it. So you just don't know what your sort of your team is made up with. And then the third thing is the whole transfer thing just doesn't make any sense. There's a skill and a value, and that's your lot. So that's how you do it. And then finally, the frustrating thing about this is that you have no interaction. I'm playing the game now. I have no buttons to press. I can't substitute, change my formation, set things up. And the whole beauty of American football is it's almost like chess. You put your pieces on the board. You can have different formations, different players in different positions, wide receivers, tight ends. There's so many things, and also that American football has different stages: first down, second down, third down, fourth down, and then you have to pass the ball back or you kick it up the field. There's so much complexity with American football that would have been perfect for a game like this. You could literally dictate every single play, and you could say, right, I want to do this, I want to do that. Instead, you get this screen and you can't even change it. So as I say, I've got an absolute walloping off the Arizona Wranglers. Were they ever a team? I don't know. And my only real option is to look at the money that comes in, and then to dip into the transfer market and see if I can, buy better players, sell players, and so on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell some of my rubbishy players. So I'm going to sell 13 and 14. Okay, sell 13, 14. So at least I've sold them. All right, and then I've got some money in the bank, but I've got to be careful because when you buy players, obviously the value comes off the bank, but also if you're playing away, you don't get any gate receipts and so I'm just going to leave that alone for now, and then that's it really. I mean, I can move this player around, but my only substitute is a 2. And so, is he a better 2 than the other 2s? It's just a bit of a down squib, which is a real shame actually, because of what I said is that there's so much that goes on with American football. That even if it was a turn-based game, like a card game type style, what formation do you want to play, who do you want to substitute, and so on, you could do that. Also, the presentation is a bit naff. There's no sound. I've not turned it off. There just isn't a sound. Even if there was the odd beep, the odd sort of crowd noise when somebody got a touchdown, it's a bit poor. I mean, Griffin scored a touchdown, but what's Griffin? Is he a running back? Is he a wide receiver? Is he, you just don't know what these players are doing. And also, it seems to sort of forget about things like, you can do drop kicks, field goals, all sorts of things, and it just doesn't seem to acknowledge it. So I've got beaten again. Well done, mate. So yeah, as you can see, my bank's gone down 40,000 because I was away. So that's no good, is it? You know, so yeah, and get asked the question here. So do we buy him? He wants 3,000 a week. No, I don't want to have him. So that's great. Then so we can check the team statistics. So it's not even giving me a statistic. It's just telling me that my team's rubbish. My average skill is 3. compared to most of the teams that are much better than me. Morale's low, obviously. I can have another look in the transfer market. There's nothing to buy there, really, is there? So on. I can have a look at the table. Obviously, I'm going to be rubbish. There you go. None. Doesn't even tell you how many games you've played as well, which is a bit silly. I'm not particularly keen on this font either. It's very hard to read. It's quite blocky, and I know obviously on a C64 most things were blocky, but this is really blocky, and I think that they've also tried to make it look a bit different and a bit better rather than actually look at the game. So yeah, all in all, it's a really sort of poor American football simulator, and it's a bit of a shame really because we could have done so much more with it. So yeah, so this is Endzone. I'm gonna, I can't even speed it up, slow it down, see how we're doing. So we're 20 points behind. And my football manager instincts want me to make a substitute to change the formation to do something, whereas all I'm basically looking at is the equivalent of a spreadsheet. So I've got a bit more money in the bank. The directors have given me what? Give you a vote of confidence. So that's quite nice, seeing as I've got no money and nothing I can do. So yeah, and that's it. So you can play it, and I imagine if you play it often enough and long enough, you can buy better players and build up your bank and do things. But there's just no, there's no real interaction with the game. You don't build up any rapport with the players. You don't have any influence over how things go. It's just a bit naff, really. So I hardly played this when I was a kid, and I hardly play it now for the same sort of reason, really. There's no real replay value with it. So this is Endzone for the Commodore 64. If there's any better football games, American football games that is out there for the C64, let me know. I'd be quite happy to have a play through things because, as I say, I quite enjoy American football, the whole tactical nuances of it. What I don't enjoy is basically playing, press P, press spacebar, press P, press spacebar. Either wait for me to get sacked or wait for the club to go bankrupt. So that's not very enjoyable. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Any comments, leave below, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.